In the natural world, danger does not always come from the ground. Sometimes it plummets from the sky. Birds of prey are ever ready to transform the vast expanse of the sky into their ultimate strategic advantage. From spectacular dives to meticulously calculated approaches, every single movement is executed with absolute perfection. Witness some of the most dangerous aerial attacks in nature. Gulls, highly opportunistic omnivores, can rapidly adapt their diet according to the shifting seasons, coastal topography, and the relentless rhythm of the tides. From fish and vulnerable chicks to small mammals like rabbits, any target that is manageable and easily accessible can instantly become their next meal. At a watering hole, a gull relentlessly stalks broods of ducklings, swimming alongside their mothers, perfectly positioned to execute a sudden snatching strike. Boasting a wingspan of up to 63 inches, 160 meters, and the incredible ability to execute blistering directional changes at low altitudes, the gull can skim just inches above the water's surface before violently swooping down before the mother duck can even react. Despite facing fierce counterattacks from the protective mothers, the gull has absolutely no intention of abandoning its hunt. If a duckling falls just a few beats behind it, instantly becomes a highly vulnerable target. With every single low-altitude swoop, another life is snatched away. On a remote breeding island, an Atlantic puffin returns to its burrow with a beak heavily loaded with sand eels intended for its chick. But the highly visible bounty rapidly attracts a flock of black-headed gulls. Lacking the aerial agility to rob the puffin, mid-flight, they strategically swarm the burrow entrances, aggressively lunging the exact second the puffin touches the ground. The determined bird clutches its hard-earned catch, tightly relentlessly dodging vicious pecks, while desperately seeking a fleeting opening through the chaotic swarm of gulls. Pure, unyielding determination ultimately allows it to deliver the food safely to its nest. In the Southern Ocean, the giant petrel is one of the most formidable predatory birds. With a wingspan that can exceed 6.5 feet 2 meters and a weight of roughly 9 to 11 pounds, 4 to 5 kilos, it is massive enough to overpower many other seabirds. At Bailey Head, thousands of chinstrap penguins congregate on the black volcanic beaches amidst the freezing fog of Antarctica, a remarkably rare opportunity for hunters like the giant petrel. The predator initiates its assault on the colony to single out a target. Its incredibly powerful hooked beak clamps down firmly on a frantically resisting penguin. The surrounding individuals can only scatter and evade for intervening means, putting themselves in mortal danger. The ill-fated prey simply cannot escape its sealed fate. During the breeding season, penguin colonies are constantly under the watchful predatory eyes of the Antarctic skua. The parents must take grueling turns fiercely protecting their young. While one ventures out to the freezing sea to forage, the other is left entirely alone to guard the nest. At the slightest lapse in the parent's attention, the predator instantly attempts to violently separate the chick from its protection. The adults rapidly counterattack, utilizing their beaks and flippers to ruthlessly repel the invader. But amidst the sheer chaos of a massively crowded breeding colony, not every mistake can be corrected in time. The pelican may appear incredibly sluggish, but its massive elongated beak and colossal throat pouch transform it into a highly lethal living trap. And when fish are no longer an easy target, this highly opportunistic predator will gladly turn to smaller birds, even pigeons. On the grassy bank, right near the water's edge, a pigeon is suddenly trapped within the expansive pouch of a great white pelican. This species' beak can measure nearly 18.5 inches, 47 centimeters long, combined with a highly elastic throat pouch that acts like an inescapable net. The frantic struggles of the prey are entirely in vain. As the resistance fades, the pelican violently throws its head back. The throat pouch ruthlessly contracts, forcing the helpless prey straight down into its esophagus.
Tá no peito. Ah, tem uma bossa.
In nature, the most dangerous place can sometimes paradoxically become the safest sanctuary. Very few species would ever dare to dwell near a crocodile, yet the water dickop builds its nest directly on the open ground mere inches from the nesting territory of the Nile crocodile. Exceptionally large eyes and a profound awareness of their surroundings allow them to spot danger from incredible distances long before egg thieves can close in. This real estate choice is not entirely reckless. A female Nile crocodile can weigh well over 550 pounds, 250 kilos, and her mere presence along the water's edge is more than enough to terrify the vast majority of nest raiders. But when the colossal reptile leaves the bank to regulate her body temperature in the water, a fatal gap in defense instantly opens up. A Nile monitor lizard actively tracks a scent across the sand and advances menacingly toward the nest. The dickop pair immediately charges. They furiously spread their wings, sprint incredibly low to the ground, and constantly change directions in a desperate bid to distract the egg hunter. This frantic, chaotic commotion rapidly catches the attention of the crocodile, prompting her to immediately surge back onto the bank. Forced to confront an apex predator, wielding terrifying prehistoric power, the monitor lizard has absolutely no choice but to halt its advance and rapidly retreat from the nesting grounds. Along the riverbank, a grey heron stands completely motionless, intensely tracking a brood of ducklings swimming closely beside their mother. When the exact right moment presents itself, the predator lunges forward, violently seizing a target within its long spear-like beak. A fully grown adult requires roughly 330 to 500 grams of food every single day, meaning it will relentlessly return as long as the opportunity persists. Despite the mother duck's desperate attempts to counterattack, the ducklings are systematically snatched away one by one. Only when its hunger is fully satisfied does the ruthless hunt finally end. High upon the sheer vertical cliffs of the Alps, a golden eagle locks onto a mountain goat, many times its own weight. Talons boasting a terrifying crushing force of 440 psi relentlessly dig in and apply agonizing pressure. Every single evasive step drives the prey closer to the absolute edge, where just one loss of balance is enough to end the brutal confrontation. The eagle does not need to be physically stronger than its prey. It merely needs gravity on its side. High in the dense canopy of the South American rainforest, a harpy eagle silently stalks a troop of monkeys foraging among the branches. The very moment a single individual isolates itself from the group, the predator strikes. The harpy eagle's lethal talons can measure 4 to 5 inches, 10 to 13 centimeters in length, large enough to fatally lock onto the prey on the very first impact. There is no prolonged, agonizing struggle. The eagle effortlessly carries its victim through the forest canopy, returning to the nest where its hungry chick awaits. From terrifying high-speed vertical dives to meticulously calculated ambushes, every single bird of prey possesses its own unique, highly evolved strategy for survival. Yet the skies above are slowly falling painfully silent. According to BirdLife International, nearly 50% of all bird species worldwide are experiencing severe population declines, driven primarily by devastating habitat loss, toxic pollution, and a rapidly changing climate. Fiercely protecting our natural world is the only way to ensure that these spectacular, awe-inspiring aerial hunts continue to unfold across wild skies rather than fading away to exist solely within documentary films.